In this video, we're going to talk about dogs. We'll cover everything from their massive global numbers to their secret lies. Basically, we're unpacking all the stuff you probably don't know about our canine companions. Let's get right into it. So, to kick things off, let's start with a really big question, where Matt kind of puts their success as a species into perspective. Just how many dogs are actually sharing the planet with us right now? The number is probably way bigger than you think. The answer? A staggering 900 million. Yeah, you heard that right. That's more than double the entire population of the United States. This huge number just goes to show how deeply their story is woven into our own all across the globe. So, to get a handle on all this, here's our game plan. We're going to start with that huge global population. Then we'll zoom right in on the life cycle of a single dog. After that, we'll take a look at their social lives and natural habits, and then we'll finish up with some genuinely surprising facts. Alright, first up, a world of dogs. Let's break down that massive 900 million number and really understand where and, more importantly, how they all live. Now, this is where it gets really very interesting. Look at this split. We tend to think of dogs as pets, curled up on our couches, but that's only about a quarter of the whole story. A massive 75%, 3/4 of the world's dogs are actually free-ranging or strays. They're living as community animals or just fending for themselves. And if we zoom in on just that pet population, you can see the United States is leading the pack with a whopping 69 million dogs living in homes. China and Russia aren't too far behind, which just proves that the love for a household dog is a truly global thing. Okay, so we've seen the big global picture. Now let's zoom in from that massive scale right down to the biology of an individual dog. Welcome to Section 2, the canine life cycle. So what is a dog, scientifically speaking? Well, they're mammals, and their official name is Canis lupus familiaris. They're part of the Canidae family, which makes them cousins to wolves, foxes, and jackals. And what's just incredible is that despite the crazy variety you see, from a tiny little Chihuahua to a giant Great Dane, they all share this exact same ancestry. A huge part of their life cycle is, of course, reproduction, and the litter size can be all over the place depending on the breed. A bigger dog, like a Labrador Retriever, will usually have a litter of around 5 to 10 puppies, but then you compare that to a Chihuahua, which has a much smaller litter, usually just 2 to 5. But here's a fascinating trade-off. Generally speaking, those smaller breeds don't just have smaller litters, they also tend to live longer. A giant breed like a Mastiff might have an average lifespan of only 9 years, while a tiny Lancashire Heeler can live for over 15 years on average. It's a really interesting inverse relationship. The mating process itself is pretty direct, biologically speaking. It all starts when a female goes into heat and releases pheromones to signal she's ready. A pretty unique feature of dog mating is something called the tie, where the male and female stay physically connected for a little while. It's completely normal, and if it all works out, a new litter of puppies will arrive in about 63 days. Okay, biology? Check. Now let's explore how they actually navigate the world around them in our third section, a dog's life. What do they eat? And, who do they hang out with? You might picture a scoop of kibble, but a dog's natural diet is, well, it's a whole different ballgame. In the wild, they are true opportunists. They eat whole prey. We're talking organs, bones, everything. They'll also scavenge, they'll eat insects, even rotten fruit. And what's really important here is what they don't eat. They don't eat green, and they don't get these perfectly balanced, complete meals every single day. They get their nutritional balance over time, from a variety of sources. Okay, so we know what they eat, but what about their social lives? In the whole animal kingdom, who do they team up with, and who do they try to avoid? This is where it gets really wild. Of course, a dog's main friends are often humans, and sometimes even cats in the same house. But their ability to form social bonds is part of a much bigger pattern. For instance, wild canids like coyotes have actually been seen teaming up with badgers to hunt more effectively. And these strange alliances aren't just limited to canids. Scientists have seen a narwhal get accepted into a pod of beluga whales, and even captive wolves forming playful friendships with goats. It just shows this incredible capacity for social adaptation. Alright, to finish this off, let's just fire off some quick, surprising facts that really highlight just how unique dogs are. Get ready for the wow factor. Let's start with a weird one, okay? Scientists have actually observed that when dogs are off-leash and the planet's magnetic field is calm, they often prefer to line themselves up on a north-south axis to do their business. We don't really know why, but it suggests they have some kind of built-in compass. Here's one for you. Ever actually counted your dog's toes? Most have 4 main ones, plus a little dewclaw. But the Norwegian Lundehund, a super rare breed from Norway, totally breaks the mold. It has at least 6 fully functional toes on each foot. It's an amazing adaptation that helps it climb rocky cliffs like a pro. You know those iconic spots on a Dalmatian? Well, they're not there from day one. Dalmatian puppies are actually born pure white, and their famous black or liver colored spots only start to show up after a few weeks. If you look really closely, you might see a pinkish little membrane in the corner of a dog's eye. That's actually a third eyelid. It's called a haw, and its job is to help protect the eyeball and keep everything moist. And finally, get this. Not all dogs bark. The Basenji, a breed that comes from Central Africa, has a really uniquely shaped larynx that literally prevents it from making a normal barking sound. So instead, it makes this crazy yodel-like sound called a burrow. So the big takeaway here is this. The animal we think we know so well is way, way more complex than we imagine. From a global population that's nearly 1 billion strong, to their surprise in biology and these unexpected friendships, dogs are a true evolutionary success story. They're not just man's best friend, they are one of the planet's most adaptable and fascinating creatures. A great reminder that there's always more to discover, even in the most familiar faces. Call, right? That is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.